Hello, hello. We are back for another Melon Live. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys made some great content. It's been a great week. I'm excited to be back and just talk about different things we could do with content, live streaming. Um, I got a couple questions over the past week in the community. Um, if you've been on the show, you've heard me talk about like how Gary Vee and influencers like Alex Hormozi, they'll use long form content and live streams to really fill out their whole content strategy. And so I had a couple questions about that. So I thought it would be a good thing to talk about this week. If you haven't, make sure you're checking out Melon. Um, Always rolling out new features. We just rolled out Trovo support a couple weeks ago. We updated the background audio. You can stream with up to 12 participants, multiple cameras. So we're just here to make live streaming a lot easier, super simple. Basically plug and play to get started. You can invite guests within one click and they can join in with your live. So it kind of takes all the guesswork out of, trying to set up and do all this complicated setup for actually streaming, and it makes it super easy. And plus, you can stream to multiple destinations at once. So check out Melon. We have a free plan. We have a pro and a standard plan. Look what fits you the best and go from there. If you have any questions, feel free to access on social media or join the Facebook community. I say it every week, but we have lots of like intelligent people in there from beginners who just started streaming to people who've been streaming for years and everybody in between. So it's always a good place to learn and get different insights and different just perspectives on creating content. So if you haven't joined the Facebook community, and let's get into it. So last week we talked about using live streaming to grow your business. So if you're e-commerce, if you do service, if you do any of that kind of stuff, make sure you go back and you check that out. You can show how you can increase your sales, get more eyes on your actual product. This kind of ties into it. So we're going to talk about maximizing the power of live content with your marketing strategy, right? So when you're putting out content, most people think to be on TikTok, to be on YouTube Shorts, to be on Reels, that you got to pull out the camera and make it specifically for that platform, which is, it works, right? And that is an option. But I've found, and what I see a lot of these big influencers that you feel like you see them all day, that it's like content nonstop. What they do is they live stream and then they take the clips from those live streams and they'll break them down several different ways. And to me, I found it's the most effective and easiest way. For me, I'm not a huge editor. I'm not huge on editing. I don't have a lot of time to edit. So like when you're planning out and mapping out like concrete YouTube videos or content, takes a lot of time. With live stream, you could just map out one long form thing, get the interaction, use the comments to go back and forth and get a really good piece of engaging content. And then you could just clip it out and use it from there. So I'll show you some tools that you could use to create these videos using local recording with Melon. And then I'll talk about the Gary Vee, Alex Hormozi like plan of how they actually do it. So I kind of briefly talked about it, but live streaming is, to me, is the easiest way to get a bulk of amount of content, right? So if you're doing a stream about tips, tricks, just like I'm doing now, what I do is I go back and I take these clips from that, and then I create shorter form like TikToks, different stuff like that. So if you're pressed for time, you don't want to spend so much editing one video, to me, this is the best way. Of course, you're getting more views, gaining more exposure, and you're building a relationship with the community. The more to me, live streaming is so interactive. That's the main thing a lot of people are starting to be drawn to it for, is because you gain a different relationship with the viewer. So that being said, it's easier to sell products or just grow and get people to spread your channel through word of mouth. Another key thing is that it really helps with search engine optimization, right? YouTube is one of the biggest search engines, the second biggest search engine compared to Google, and Google owns YouTube, right? And so it provides a lot of opportunities to grow, and also through blogging and stuff like that, and incorporating your videos is a big chance to grow. So all of these factors are things that you want to kind of keep in mind of why live streaming is important. So the first step of making your content like omnipresent, right? Is picking out your destinations. What platforms do you want to go to? And again, you want to look at what your audience is, right? So if your audience is more business type people, LinkedIn might be a better suit for you. To me, YouTube is like a staple. No matter what kind of content, I feel like YouTube is going to be a great one. Twitch, in certain circumstances, is great for certain people. Trovo, again, is kind of in that Twitch niche. It's like, I didn't mean to rhyme that, but it's similar, right? Just chatting, gaming, stuff like that. But I feel like they're starting to break off into doing more content that's not so gaming centric, right? So picking out your destinations with Melon is super great because you could do multiple at the same time, right? Like currently, I'm on LinkedIn right now, I'm on Facebook group, and I'm on YouTube all at the same time. So it takes a lot of the having to download one live stream, upload it somewhere else, and then it takes out a few steps, and it's super easy. I'm sure you guys have, but if you haven't checked it out, when you go to schedule a live or you're going to go live, a little pop-up will come up and you can click what destinations you want. And it's super easy. And if it's not a destination that's listed on the actual like integration, then you can use the custom RTMP. Just get your stream key and add that. So like if you want to stream to TikTok, you want to stream to Instagram, they work through custom RTMP. So that would be the easiest way to do that. So picking your destinations is the main place to start. And if you have any questions in the chat, please let me know. I'm here to help. Drop your questions, your comments, any feedback about Melon. I'm here to help. And if I can't get it answered, I will have an answer for you by the end. I'll ask somebody on the team. So here to help. So once you choose the right platform, you want to kind of make content that's suited towards that platform, right? So like, again, like LinkedIn is going to be a little more business, right? A little more, to me, that's what I think about when I think of LinkedIn. So you want to consider that and broadcast to those. And what kind of content you're going to do, like interviews, question and answers, roundtable discussions, event coverage, product demos, they all do really well on these platforms, right? So using Melon, you could broadcast your show, do these kind of content, and then distribute it. So from here, let me go. I'm going to talk about the Alex Hormozi and Gary Vee method. So a lot of times what you see them do is they'll live stream, right, for maybe like an hour or so. And they'll repurpose these clips in so many different ways. And to me, it's really genius. It's the definition to me of working smarter and not harder. So a lot of times what you'll see them do is they'll take the live stream. So for example, if you're live streaming on Melon, you live stream for an hour showcasing tips and tricks for your product, right? So what they'll do is they'll take the download it, they'll use local recording or feature like local recording, and you download the audio files and the video files, right? So you have super crystal clear HD footage and you have really great audio that you can take and do multiple things with. So one thing they'll do is they'll transcribe their live and then turn those into blog posts. So using that is great for SEO. You can attach the actual video to it, which will help your website rank, get more eyes on your content, and help your website as far as growth and getting more views to it. They'll then take those clips and again, post them on TikTok. They'll post them on Shorts. They'll post them on Reels. And this is like 30 to 60-second clips, right? So you'll take those clips, the smaller clips, and create those. They'll also take the transcriptions and then create like quotes. So you'll see them pull like highlighted quotes and they'll make them as Instagram posts or carousel posts. And so you'll see that a lot. They'll turn them into GIFs. Then they'll take those same blogs and turn them into Pinterest posts, right? And so it's so many ways that you can do this. And then you'll see them take like maybe 5 to 10-minute videos from that live stream and they'll create YouTube videos or Facebook videos. And so that way, it's not like you have to plan out all of this content. It's really just taking one thing and then seeing how many ways you can actually break it down. To me, which is easier than planning all this content and shooting all this content at once. you could just kind of do everything in one sitting and then just figure out how to break it down. And I know at the beginning it seems like a lot, like, oh, how do I create a blog post out of this? How do I create a LinkedIn post? But once you kind of work through the system, and it's people out there, you can outsource a lot of this. Getting someone to write in your voice is much easier. If you have the transcription there, they could take from there and make a blog. You can go to somewhere like Fiverr or Upwork and get a lot of this kind of stuff done. So that makes it a lot easier for you, and you don't have to think about so many things, right? And each of these give you a different opportunity to be seen, because if you think about Instagram, right, you're going to see video feed, you're going to see pictures, you're going to see an ad, but you're going to see story ads. So each kind of content that you make gives you a different chance, because they always are trying to rotate through what's being shown, right? You're not always going to see this kind of ad. You'll see a carousel ad. Sometimes you'll see a video ad. Sometimes you'll see a picture ad. So the rotation and having different versions of content kind of increases your ability to be seen. So it's not just you're relying on one piece of content to be seen. Your live stream can live on. And to me, the great thing about this is when people see clips, they see pieces of the live stream, they're more engaged to actually go back and watch the full live stream. If you think about like podcasts like Joe Rogan or podcasts like Tim Ferriss, any of these podcasts that you see that are huge, they rely on clips, because to get somebody to watch an hour-long piece of content, sometimes it can be difficult, right? So taking your live stream and then breaking it down and making it more palatable and easy for people to digest and see, like, oh, I'm interested in this conversation, then it makes it so much easier to go by. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're utilizing this and spreading the content across, excuse me, multiple platforms. Excuse me. And if you want to create shorts and reels and TikToks, what I recommend is using CrossClip. CrossClip is an app, and you'll see people use it in the gaming community. But how I even found Streamlabs and Melon and start really like knowing more about them is because I found CrossClip because I was doing a podcast. And I wanted a way to make the TikTok style videos from already done content, right? So what CrossClip does is it gives you like squares, and you could put a square over this person's face and put a square over this person's face, and it joins the video together and stacks it like that. So you'll see a lot of podcast clips that are like that, where they're taking the faces and then they're rearranging it and stacking it on top of each other. So CrossClip makes this process super easy. So I would recommend checking that out. That'd be another way of taking long form content and cutting it down. And then Oslo, if you need a video editor, Oslo to me is super great because it's in browser, and then you can share feedback between people. So if you have an editor or someone helping you with a video, you can do everything in the browser. It's like having Final Cut or Premiere or something like that, but in the browser. So you don't have to have a super crazy computer to do this. You could just do it anywhere and pull up the footage. And then apps like Zapier can help you with the automation purposes. Like, so when you're making blogs and you want to automate this stuff out, it makes it super simple. So that's what Gary Vee, you'll see him do this a lot. You'll see Alex Hormozi, these kind of people, they love this concept because to me, it's just shortcutting. So promoting and marketing. Once you're doing all this, it makes it super easy to, like I said, create blogs. And from creating blogs, it gives you more content to email out. You can email about the live streams, and then once it's done, you could send out the VOD or the video on demand for people to go back and watch. So that's a great way. And in Melon, you could schedule your videos. So scheduling your videos to me is the game changer, because you want to have that time where you can like promote and be able people to be able to see it in their timeline, right? So on YouTube, it'll show up as upcoming event. Facebook shows up as an upcoming event. LinkedIn, all of them show up. So more people are aware and can join in and feel more comfortable. Like, okay, I know at this time, this person is going to be doing this. So scheduling with Melon is super great, and it's super easy to do. It's super easy. It's a couple clicks in your Melon studio. Hold on, I could show you. So let's go to support. Let's bring up the screen share. Schedule. So if you haven't, check out our support guide here. So anything that you need set up on Melon, we've got it covered pretty much here. And if we don't have it, just let us know and we'll create a guide for it. But here is it kind of walks through with showing how to set up the scheduling. So these are the supported platforms. The only thing you can't do is custom RTMP. You can't schedule those ahead of time, just the nature of the connection and how it works. But Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Twitch, any of those, you could schedule these ahead of time. So this little icon right here, the schedule button on the right side of your Melon Studio, you click that. And then once you do that, it's going to pop up all your destinations. So you could add new destinations here if you want to, but it'll show whatever ones you already had connected. Then from here, you go and you pick what type of content do you want to make. Do you want to live stream or do you want to do pre-recorded? And again, depends on what kind of footage and what kind of stuff you want to do, right? If you want to be more live and interactive, of course, pick live stream. If you have a video or webinar or something that you want to show, you can do pre-recorded. And from there, you just fill in the details, your title, your description. You can add your thumbnail and the time that you want this event to take place. And so once you do that, it'll schedule it across all the destinations. And then you'll have a link where you can invite different guests. So to me, super great doing this because it's easy to promote and be able to use this for different other things. So yeah, that's scheduling. And again, it's super SEO benefits when you actually create content long form and then break it up into a bunch of different pieces. You're increasing your chances of being seen and awareness. And let me show you local recording. So local recording is the other feature in this process that you would want to have on. But local recording to me is great because what it does is at the end of your stream, it gives you super high quality footage, right? And it breaks it up between the audio and the video. So that way you can, again, like take the audio and get it transcribed. It's a website, I believe it's called Timmy. I think it's like 25 cents a minute, right? So if you got you were doing a broadcast about your product and you wanted to get that transcribed, super cheap to get it transcribed. Now be aware, I think that one's a robot doing it. It's AI. So sometimes it's going to be grammatical errors, right? So you want to check behind it, but using that to make blogs makes it so easy because you can outsource that. You can get somebody else to write it, or you could just take certain pieces and create a blog around that. So now you have additional piece of content. And to me, local recording is like the most important part of this whole thing of being able to have that content to be able to do that in a high quality fashion. So you can always repurpose it for different things. So it's super easy to turn on. So if you just go into your settings right here, you just check on the local recording and that's it. And then after you end the stream, you'll see a pop-up and it'll tell you to wait a second. And then all it's doing is collecting the information for a local recording. And then all you do is go to your settings in your broadcast and you'll see it there. So you can download each individual piece. Super, super great. Always love it. Oh, I didn't have it on screen. Sorry. So all you do right here is you go into your settings and you click this local recording right here. That's it. Super simple, but that way you always have your content. You can always go back and repurpose different stuff. And I like to do it in batches because sometimes I'm super busy and I don't have time to edit. So what I do is I just download all of them. And then when I am in editing mode, I just edit all together and just cut out clips, anything I think is going to be interesting so I could showcase and kind of be all over social media rather than hoping people catch one thing. This way you kind of use the live stream to create smaller things, and then smaller things lead people back to the live stream. So it's always like it's a continuous circle of people discovering you and then finding out about other stuff that you got going on. If there's any questions in the chat, please let me know. I'm here to help. Let me know where you're from. I'm loving this mic. I feel like I need to use it more for stuff. This is the Blue Sona by Logitech, brand new mic. I love it. It's beautiful. So yeah, with this, I, Mick, he said, yeah, I'm alone here. I think, yeah, it's cool though. I'm glad you're here. If you have any questions, let me know. We're just talking about using live stream and then repurposing your long form content to make short form content, and how important it is. You'll see like people like Gary Vee. This is like their go-to method. And for me, I found it super important, super helpful. So let me know if you have any questions about Melon. It could be about this, it could be about Melon, or just content creation. Let's see. See, I've tried local recording with a few guests a month ago. It's a great idea, but when I tried to download it in my editing software, it was a mess. Could you explain to me what happened? Because I'll put it in a report for you. Melon creates different download links when the guest leaves and come back. Okay. Here, let me screenshot this so I can report it. Because I want to make sure if it's any bugs or any issues or you guys are facing that the dev team knows. So I appreciate you letting me know. But yeah, to me, local recording is great. I do know if someone exits out, how it works, unless it's a permanent link, maybe. I'll find out for you. But I know for a permanent link, they can rejoin again from that. But yeah, okay. I'll definitely report that if you had any issues with local recording. If anybody else has questions, let me know. I see a couple more people have joined. Me and Mick are just over here talking about local recording. But yeah, I would love for you to give it a try. I'll definitely report that to the team and go from there, because we want to make sure you're getting your footage and it's super HD quality so you can repurpose it and be all over YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and all of these platforms. I don't know if you guys seen, YouTube put out an update where they change your feed for your video, which I think is pretty great. So before, your shorts, your live videos, and your normal content would all be on one page. And to me, it didn't look the best. But I think YouTube is moving more towards live. They're really pushing towards live content in the shorts. So now if you go to someone's actual profile, you'll see that it says live. It has its own tab. The regular videos has a tab, and then shorts has a tab, which I think makes it look a lot cleaner, easier to find stuff. So I'm excited to see where they're going with that. I feel like the next year you're going to see a really big push towards live streaming. Live streaming and short form content, to me, is everything right now. Of course, I feel like staple videos are never going anywhere, but as far as live streaming, I feel like it's going to be a big push. You're starting to see these companies really starting to aim more towards that and create more resources for it. So if there's not any more questions, I'm going to get off of here. Mick, I'm going to make sure that I send this to the team right now, that you are having some issues with it. And actually, I'm going to put, if you ever have issues, I'll put the email. If you ever have issues, let us know, email us, and we'll get to you and definitely have someone help. A lot of times we have someone, they can go in and look at the account for you, try to recreate the error. Let's see. Also, in this case, some videos aren't recording at the same speed. If you see what I mean. I synced 5 of my videos at the beginning and they aren't synced anymore. Okay, just for a couple seconds. Okay, screenshot this also. This is great info. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna send all of this to the team. And again, I was gonna say I was gonna be back next week, but next week I'm off. But the week after that, I'll be back. If you guys want to see any topics, please let me know. I did microphones. I know people. No, it was microphones is what people were asking for. So I might do something on microphones since I have a couple. I have this Blue Sona, which just came out by Logitech, and then I also have. Oh, I just hit a bunch of stuff. But I have the M7, the Shure, and then I have some Blue Yeti stuff. I have the Snowball, and I have a older Yeti. So I feel like I could talk pretty knowledgeable about microphones and the different types, the interfaces and stuff like that. So if that's something you guys would want to see, let me know. Um, Other than that, please check out Melon. We would love to see what kind of content you're creating, what kind of streams you guys are doing. Follow us on all socials. If you're not in the Melon community, join that, please. I'm in there every day talking with everybody. And again, there's a lot of smart, intelligent people in there that do content creation every day, from beginners to experts, and you can learn from all of them. So we would love to have you in there. So thank you so much for joining me. See you next week. Well, not next week, sorry. The week after that. Have a good one.